are in a group text. It's the only one that I don't have silenced. And in it recently, we had a staff meeting that went for like 3.5 hours.
Good
And
grief.
then the next day, we got an email that contained all of the relevant information from that meeting. And I was like, I would have been fine with
Half a
one
page
or the
long.
other, but both of them seems dumb. Like,
Yeah.
if an
Why
email
both?
could have solved this, why did I have to? Like, I'm grateful that the organization bought my lunch, but really, like, I'd much rather pay for my own lunch and do it on my own time and not have spent 3.5 hours in a meeting that could have been resolved in an email. But I'm so against most structure like that. I don't know how I'm going to function in the real world. I think that's the bottom line of like of all of my gripes against like any kind of organizational structure where I work. It's like a meeting, nah, dog, this line of work ain't for me. And I don't know where I could escape that, honestly.
Yeah, don't come work with me. That's for darn sure.
Adam constantly is like, yeah, he was in meetings for like 13 hours the other day, and because he's working with folks that are in different time zones, and I'm like, man, I hope they're paying you well, because I ain't getting paid enough to sit through the meetings that I have to sit through. Yeah.
13 hours, that's just called work. That's not a meeting, that's just a shift. Good Lord, that's ridiculous.
Right?
It ain't that's not the life I'm living, man. I like it. My longest day is Sunday, which is a day that most folks have off, but I end up working 12 and 13 hours straight. And then I just try not to repeat that for the rest of the week. I'm so introverted, like I'm in the wrong line of business because of the way that my my personality is. If I am in contact with people for that long, I need like a week to recover from that. And so by the time that I recover by secluding myself in my office without meetings, then I have to be around people again. And so it's a vicious cycle. I think that's the terminology for it.
People are bad.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that I keep saying is there's a giant like section of what I do professionally that I don't get paid for. And then there's that small bit that I'm like, yeah, this is why you pay me, because this is the stuff I don't want to do. Like go to meetings. That's why I make what I make in a year. Like the rest of the stuff I'm like, oh yeah, I'd probably do that for free. But if I was independently wealthy, I'd be like, staff meeting? Yeah, y'all have fun with that. I'm good.
What's funny, in my soon-to-be previous line of work, meetings are great because it gets you off the floor. It gets you away from patients. It gets you in a private room sitting down for an hour or two and just chilling with said donuts and coffee rather than busting your ass in some other, doing something else. I loved going to meetings because it was like a break. Like, we're going to have a meeting. I'm like, yeah, all right, donuts or apple fritters.
Yeah, meetings generally interrupt the time that I can spend in my office, like head down in a book writing material for a presentation. And a little peek behind the curtain, usually when I'm in a staff meeting, I'm still doing that. I'm not paying the fullest attention to whatever else is going on in the room. It's just frustrating that I'm not. Yeah. Oh, I'm aware. Nobody at my office listens or watches this podcast. They don't listen to my other ones.
Subscribe to the YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah, they're gonna come for me.
Use the meeting for networking.
It's gonna come up in an SPR meeting at some point. Well, we saw this video on YouTube where you said, I said that. What are you gonna do about it?
We just talk.
I gotta say, if I was independently wealthy, there would be more meetings, but they would all be in ball pits.
Oh, I could get behind
mandatory ball pit meeting.
True.
I get behind that.
So I took somebody's advice and I watched so far the first 2 seasons of
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Excellent.
Awesome.
It's so good. I really enjoyed it.
It is.
I'm also hooked on watching things in 1.5 speed because I don't have time for all that. But I gotta say, I like.
So old.
I like the
because he works 13-hour shifts.
I don't know the character's name, but the brother, the warrior, the non-bender,
Sokka, yeah,
definitely He's definitely grown on me. He's definitely one of my. I'm just started season 3.
I was going to say,
But-
if you've seen season 2, then you'll know Tough, who is also probably one of the greatest characters
Yeah,
ever.
yeah,
Toph is
yeah.
so good.
I
She's
do
Totally.
might be
like
my
Toph
favorite
so
part
much.
of that.
She's
Part.
Every
Amazing.
time,
That
every
emote-
time she pulls that gag on them, where she talks to them about not being able to see something, or
Yeah.
I don't know what that looks like.
yeah, like
Yeah.
I've held
Or
the book, but it didn't do much for
fine to
me.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah.
One of my
I've
favorite
not
episodes.
seen something like that
Tough is
before.
pretty- yeah.
So have you
That's
gotten
a
to
great
the pro bending arena
Oh yeah.
matches
yeah.
yet? By
With
that
Toph?
time?
The Earthbender.
No, that's Legend of Korra, I think.
Oh, is
isn't
it Legend of Korra? That might be right. Man, there was back when I was doing game reviews. I was sent a review copy of that game, and it's actually pretty good. Like it's just a 2-player game, but it's structured really well. And the expansion actually includes mild spoilers, I guess, but I'll only mention names. The Amnon invasion stuff, and it's really good. I think it was put out by IDW Games. If you're interested in an Avatar tabletop experience that comes with Atkins stamp of approval, that's the one.
Is that Fire Nation Rising?
No, although that one also is put out by IDW. I believe that is kind of an IP paste, like copy and paste. Because there's
yeah,
like
it is.
there's a Thanos version of that one, a Harry Potter version,
Yep.
Avatar: The Last Airbender. Star Wars, I think, is also in there. The mechanics of that game are fine. Like, I've only ever played the Star Wars, or no, the Harry Potter version, and I like the mechanics of it. No, I've played the Thanos version once too, but
That's the one that comes with a giant unnecessary miniature, which is so large that it's almost a maxature, right?
yep,
Like,
yep, yeah, in the middle, it's pretty good. I mean, one of the things that IDW Games has routinely done well is leverage IPs, even if they are like boldly saying this is pretty much the exact same gaming experience, but with this new aesthetic, different faces. They make minor tweaks that are significant enough that from IP to IP, the gaming experience is different enough. Maybe not, in my opinion, to warrant purchasing all of them. But if you find 2 that you really like, they're going to play differently enough to maybe warrant having both. But I certainly, if you're like a Harry Potter fan plus an Star Wars fan and Airbender and Marvel, like I don't know that all 4 of them are differentiated enough. But generally speaking, 1 or 2 are going to be different enough that they're worth checking out. IDW Games has a pretty good record, in my opinion, for IP leveraging.
There was a board game a few years ago that I really liked called Sheriff of Nottingham. Has anybody played that?
I've seen it.
Yes, I love that game.
So I found out last night, and like I screamed with joy and ran through the house. There is a reskin of that game coming, set in the Disney Robin Hood theme.
Oh, that could be
Nice.
fun.
The Disney
Yes.
movie Robin Hood theme. And I'm
Like
like,
the
I already
Fox
own
Robin
this
Hood?
game. Yeah. I'm like, I already own this game. I'm sure the rules won't be different. I don't care. I'm getting this.
My only gripe with that particular game is that the bags as a component, the clasp on them failed on a couple of my bags relatively early on. So maybe they
Yeah, you gotta
improved
be
that.
careful with them.
Yeah, but that game is fun. It's my kind of game where you like the mechanic is you just lie out of your ass. Like that's what you need to do to be really good at it.
Or my favorite way to win, which is never lie once.
There's a guy in my gaming group that swears that that's how he plays games like that in Coup,
Uh-huh.
and he swears that we've never caught him in a lie. But that in and of itself is a lie. So
In Coup.
yeah, Coup is a great
was
game.
great.
Yeah, if you ever see it at Barnes and Noble, just buy it on my recommendation and also Mike Prime's recommendation alone. It's a great deception game. Very easy to teach. Maybe
It's like
a little tricky to master.
18
but-
cards, and that's about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And there's only 6 different cards. There's 3 copies of each.
My favorite way now, Mike Prime. I don't know if you've ever played Coup blind, but that's the best way to
Oh,
play.
well, you just
Coup.
don't look?
Yeah, you don't look. And so if somebody says you're lying, you flip over a random card, and it
Did you
is
find out?
It is the hypest thing ever when you flip over the card and it shows that you're not lying.
Uh-huh.
It's
Yeah.
so great. It's phenomenally fun.
Coup is in
We should just do this on
COUP.
COUP. Yep.
Yes,
Okay.
COUP. It's got this. The current version of the game has got this really cool cyberpunky kind of
Yeah.
theme to it. The
Victorian-
artwork on it is amazing.
I see
It's good.
coup and I see coup reformation.
Reformation
Reformation
is an expansion.
The base game is good enough on its own. I think we own the expansion, but the base game is just so much fun to just whip out and play. I mean, you can get through a round in like 10 minutes. It's fantastic. Highly recommended. And if you buy multiple copies, you can play with more people. That's kind of how you incorporate more folks into it. All right, so D&D, I guess.
we'll
I can talk about
we'll
board
save
games
further
at length.
conversation for Mike and Mike's board game review podcast, which is coming this
right.
fall.
Mike and Mike.
Like a mic.
Uh-huh.
All right, I guess we
You
can play some D&D.
Do you want to recap? Because my notes are 2 sentences.
Yeah, I bet. Go ahead. Let's hear the
The
long
fight above the
version.
portcullis continues. That's what I wrote during the session. And then after the session, I added, we kill everything and emerge triumphant.
Spectro took his first damage of the entire campaign, I think, today. Or
I
Yeah.
told
last
you we
week.
should never ever say that. I've never been damaged to the DM.
He's so dodgy. I mean, it's still up to the dice. It's not up to the DM unless you're lying.
Well,
Are you lying?
up
Yeah.
to a
James.
point.
Are you,
Flip-
Matt?
I'll flip the card over and it says no, I'm not.
I'm out of the game.
Gasp.
But you have
Yeah.
dark vision.
So you
Don't
guys
forget to
just
mention that.
wiped out 4 hill giants and 5 Ettins, and I think it was 9 rounds total, which is pretty dang good because those things are buckets of hit points, and they hit pretty hard, but they don't hit very often. I think the best thing, and them being dumb people, got themselves into a choke point, and then allowed themselves to be put into a spiritual blender.
It's kind of true.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
And then it just kind of fell apart and melted on their side.
That was
And now you're standing next to magical caltrops in a narrow, well, not so narrow. It's a 10-foot square, so it's 15 feet wide. And the only sound you hear is the distant droning of the wind.
oh, that's
I,
excellent
That's
Foley work.
beautiful.
I did find my ominous drone sound on Sirenscape, so that's playing again.
Oh man, I need that link again, so I can listen to the sweet sounds of jazz while we're chit chatting. Is it
No,
still
no-
in the
no jazz
Discord
this
somewhere?
week.
Ooh, jazz.
It's too dark.
Jamie,
I mean,
already
it
sent
should
to
be
me.
Dark jazz.
where it was before.
It's
God,
the
is that
same
a
link.
thing? Dark jazz?
Yeah, I just don't remember if he sent it to me in.
Evil
DM or not.
jazz.
It's here. I will point you to it.
Do that. I feel like I'm missing out on.
Do it.
There
I
we
don't.
go.
I sent it on Discord within the same chat that it was.
So fancy.
Yeah, I don't know if it did what I thought it did, but yeah. Now you've got it.
Ooh.
Tried this.
Jethro will pad across the ceiling and then recall the caltrops.
All right.
Yeah.
Shove them in the darkness so you use them later. Yeah, you're standing among mountains of flesh. Starting to stink more.
Unless it's roof flesh.
I
Tarathiel's on the ceiling and I'm flying.
represent that remark.
We high five like that picture of the guy touching God.
Yeah.
Or else like Spider-Man and Mary Jane, who's pulling the mask up?
Yeah.
Me.
Yeah.
Searching the bodies.
There you go.
Diverting the conversation.
Whistling and looking around.
None of them wear armor. They're all
Naked?
Ah!
basically plus a loincloth made of pieces of animal skins, and their weapons that they've been wielding, either a great club, which is just a large freaking stick, and maybe even a stalactite here or there. And then the Ettins also have great big
Phrasing.
weapons
Oh,
that are really bad conditioning, like rusted and not so great, not worth any money.
Okay. And I remember from last time when we were down in the we were down here, and I'm pinging on the map at the portcullis from last time. The portcullis, like if we went in the portcullis and then took a right, we wouldn't be on the same spot, would we?
No, so you were fighting up on this second level,
Mm-hmm.
and where the gate was, there was a tunnel underneath that platform where the first hill giant was standing and guarding,
Mm-hmm.
and that tunnel went on further into a different direction. So you guys went north, the tunnel continues west, and it's
Oh.
down on the first floor. So you're up here, and they're over here.
Okay. Okay.
You're not thinking three-dimensionally.
There's an expert and free
Inverted.
access to all of what we're doing.
Bullshit.
I'm thinking like an ogre in layers. Do you all want to continue on this direction or see what was underneath?
From where we're at, Matt, I mean, we're at the extent of our 60 foot of dark vision, I assume. It's still dark up here. Where's the torch is there, so it might not be.
I think that
The
was
torch is
I
over
think
there
that was
by
a
Spectro, yeah.
I think that was a spiritual weapon.
Oh, is that a spiritual weapon?
Yeah, the spiritual weapon is right there. But from where you're standing, right dead center, and it's lit again, because when the Ettins came up, one of them purposefully went and lit the fire back up to grab a torch and come back down and fight you guys. So this area is fairly well lit. I'm just going to go ahead and open it up, because I have a feeling you're going to look.
Yeah, we're gonna. I know that over here, there's another passageway because the Ettins came from this direction, I believe.
There is a passageway, and I'll
Okay.
give
Yeah,
you
well,
that.
This
There's
is
certainly more
lousy
in
with
this
passageways.
Yes.
We don't know where the paladin went, so it doesn't
And
matter which
in this
direction we
large
take.
room, like there's this huge fireplace, and there's an opening in the ceiling for the smoke to escape, out into the jungle. And there are 4 of those large stone beds, the 12-foot long stone beds, covered in filthy animal skins, lying near the walls. And on the fire pit, there are skeletons of what look like chimpanzees and other creatures from the jungle above. And each one of the 4 12-foot long stone beds has a large sack, basically kind of like a end chest, but it's not a chest; it's a sack sitting at the
Truck
foot.
nuts. Spectro searches the truck nuts.
Truck nuts. So there's 4 burlap sacks, and they look like they just contain all their money, like what they're being paid, things that they've gathered over however long they've been guarding in this area. And
Both gold?
the what? What?
Is it both gold?
Both of the gold pieces that they're getting paid. Is that what you're saying?
oh. Sorry, it's been a long week already.
Jimmy, do the cricket thing.
So you gather
Can't
4
do it and
sacks,
smile.
and grand total. I'll go ahead and just give you the total. There's 2,100 silver,
whoa.
950 gold pieces, a ring that looks like it's about worth 400 gold, and a small, looks like halfling or gnome-sized skull that is plated. Plated in gold, worth about 250 gold.
It's worth a lot more to the halfling or gnome.
Would have been.
Right. If you don't mind, hit me with that one more time. I just got my notes open.
Yeah. Let's find it. 2,100 silver,
2,100 silver,
950 gold,
950 gold.
a silver ring worth 400 gold,
Ring, silver, 400 gold.
And a gold-plated halfling skull worth 250 gold.
Worth 250 gold. Okay. Does it? I mean, this is a weird question for me to ask, but is it a well plated? Like, was it done well? I mean, is it smooth, or like it was just dipped
They
in gold?
finely crafted
Is
object
Is
art.
it dipped or is it actually like hammer plated? I think is what he's asking.
I mean, was it? Yeah, crafted. Was it? Is it a piece of art, or was it just like something somebody did and it doesn't? It looked like it was just kind of thrown in there.
Art's in the eye of the beholder, but this looks like it was
As a holder, not again.
halfling skull that was literally like ice cream dipped into gold
Okay.
to plate it.
Okay, so there's not
Did
like
y'all do the ice cream things with hard shells when you were kids? I did.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah,
they're the
yeah.
best. Dip cones.
Dairy
Dip
Queen.
cones.
Yeah.
Yeah, they rule.
Apparently,
So
it's
you
a
have
thing now where
real
they.
halfling skull.
Apparently now they have to deliver the blizzards to you upside down because
Upside down.
It's like, why do you do that? Just give it to me.
Because it's upside down right thick.
Theatrics, man. That's like 95% of this podcast.
Okay.
We are.
I want to know what the other
constantly
5% is.
Yeah, roll for theatrics.
dice rolls, and us going, how do I deal with this dice roll?
Right.
Uh,
You're loaded.
We're loaded. All right. Do any of you hear anything from around these other passages?
You guys are milling around. I'm just going to open
Yeah.
some of this stuff up. Because in order to find all the sacks, you have to be moving around the room. It's well lit. You don't hear anything coming from anywhere except for... I can't do it right now. My hands are full. But except for the droning sound. To the northwest, the passage veers off to the left, and it is a double door. A large, like 30-foot tall, 10 feet wide double doors.
Wow.
To the northeast, bends around, and there looks like a barricade. There's a wall from floor to ceiling covering the width of this tunnel, made of trees and mud and rope and things like that to make a wall, a barricade, to shut off this tunnel. To the southwest, the tunnel continues into a larger room. I'm going to go ahead and just... Oh, that sucks. Give you that much. And the room opens up wider, and you do see, you can make out, there are some shoddy bedding, several beds in that area, but not much more that you can tell from this particular area.
Did I watch the Ettins emerge from southwest?
Correct.
All right, and I think I'll gravitate in that direction just to kind of see what I may be able to see. Mostly just checking to see if that's a room that just terminates for process of elimination's sake.
It does not terminate. You see the tunnel continues on beyond the room, and this is obviously where the Ettins, like their barracks.
Slided.
Yeah. It stinks. There's poop.
It stinketh. Spectro communicates in telechat.
Sticky poop.
Go further in.
Hard pass. I'm gonna check out this barricade.
Lick the floor.
We've already had a poo room in this adventure. I don't need another one.
True.
That was so weird. Speaking of that room, the fact that the author took an Otyug and permanently polymorphed it into a ogre, but doesn't give you any indication or any way of telling the party that this happened. It's like this is secret knowledge for the DM to know that that's why this
Yeah.
giant is living in a pile of crap, is because it's really a polymorphed Otyug. Weird.
That happens really often where you get an
Yeah,
adventure and it's
so-
like, here's the 3-page backstory on the villain about his childhood and how he was beaten up by bullies at school, and you're like, how am I ever going to use any
And he
of
dies in 3 rounds. Like, oh, well, sad.
Good villain.
Yeah.
It's a 15-foot wide, 15-foot tall cave mouth Rocky walls obstructed by a crude wall of logs and boards bound together with rope and huge iron nails. And from
Can I see through it, over it, around it, up it?
no, it's completely occludes the way through, but you can definitely hear the sound of the louder through that area than coming from down to the south and around the corners and back up. You know what I mean? Like you feel like you're closer to those large metal pipes in the floor in that area.
I don't like that either. Who's up for door number 3? 1? How are we counting this?
Door number 1, door number 2, door number 3.
I guess
Door number
Spectro would
three.
be at door number
Did you
1.
say door number
If
poo?
you're going clockwise,
You did.
Spectro's door number 1. Where the Ettins came from.
Is that one? Is the southwest room? Does it continue on?
Yes, he said that
Yeah.
it does. It is
Looks
not.
like it does there.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
not the just like dead end that Spectra hoped it would be.
Oops, dashed.
That's
At
a
least
standard
made in
action.
Your action economy
Should
yeah,
be able
yeah.
to see it pretty well. Yeah, you can see it now.
Okay.
And that room, I mean, a couple of dead animals, more recent non-skeletal beddings, nothing of interest that you can see.
So
Unless
I
you
was
like-
going to
you
say,
like poo.
I'm on the ceiling. There's a much reduced chance of poo, but I've been in a public restroom.
Yeah, right. See it up on the walls.
So
Yeah.
the two northern passages are blocked at least a little. Like we haven't tried to circumvent the blockage by picking locks or pushing or any kind of skill checks, but this southwestern route doesn't seem to have presented us with any kind of barricade so far.
Wide
Right.
open.
We keep going.
Southwest?
I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll do that. Is it dark in here?
It is.
Okay.
Trathio holds his breath and runs through the room on the ceiling.
Spectro bamps into the middle of it.
Looks like it. The rough-hewn walls of this tunnel open into a very finely chiseled hallway that goes north to south.
Ooh, fancy. Refinement, one might even say.
Turn this light off. So, speaking of light, is it with Farazan again?
Yeah,
Yes.
but he's staying far enough back
Hang it
that
back. Okay.
that he keeps, like, when someone disappears from the light, he steps forward.
He's keeping far enough back that he doesn't hear the constant growls of Spectro and Telechat.
Yes.
So
Alright.
Tarathia and I are further up. We each have 60 feet of
No,
dark
no.
vision. At this junction, though, I'd like to roll a perception check, if I may.
Go right ahead.
Well, that was about as bad as it could be. My passive is 16. I mean, light would be obvious, so I'm not rolling for that. I'm more listening than trying to use my eyeballs.
So to the south, you see that another set of double doors that is shut. To the north, the tunnel continues out of sight, and the sound of the two metal tunnels are slowly dwindling in the distance. You don't really hear anything else.
Okay. I reported to Telechat specifically to Alma and Farazan, who are a little bit behind us. So there's another blocked passage to the south, and we can continue straight north if we wish. It's beyond our range of perception currently, but we can fix that
Okay.
with a
I'll
band
come
or
up
two.
and join them. And do I have anything with the 23?
Yes, you hear to the north in the distance what sounds like the ringing of a hammer on an anvil. Not continuously, like somebody's just pounding something out, but like
Mhm.
somebody is doing some fine tuning.
Mhm.
So it's not like this heavy. It's more like a tink, tink, tink. but you're able to hear that above what's left of the sound with your godlike senses.
Okay, I relay that. But nothing from the south.
No, just
Okay.
the door. You figure whatever's behind that would probably be blocked because it's a big door.
Okay.
Alright, let's not open any doors until we have to.
I agree.
Tarathiel's
See.
missing finger itches.
Yeah, this is we're all about the path of least resistance. Or in the
Well,
very
it's
least,
also the-
Spectro is.
Trying not to be in a situation where multiple encounters can be triggered at once because, we open the door and then somebody comes from the north. I mean, somebody
Yeah.
can always open the door from the south, but. Alright, sneaking up.
Are you sneaking? Shall I sneak
Yeah.
as well? Are we rolling
Yeah.
stealthy checks?
Sneak buddies, and we high five, and it echoes through
Quietly.
Very quiet high fives. Let's see how
Clap
quiet
your
they are.
hands,
Let's
clap
both
your
roll
hands.
simultaneous stealth checks.
Hallway
Ready,
continues
high
to the
three.
north. You see a doorway
High
to the west,
Oh, I did
And
not
it
do as well as you.
on out of sight.
I may be heard, but I can't be seen.
20. Oh yeah, you get the cloak.
More options.
Keep forgetting about that damn cloak.
Yeah, I'll remind you.
Yeah,
That's his advantage on stealth.
yeah, and disadvantage to be detected.
And disadvantage to
yeah, it's like
detect me.
super mega.
You're never
kick
going to
it.
find me.
That
No,
seems OP.
no.
You should set it on fire, Matt. I'm just
They'll never see me coming.
just spitballing. All right. Spectral Banff.
More.
This
Are you actually
Oh.
bamfing or just moving along?
As long as the Banff is quiet, I'll Banff. Otherwise, I mean, I can move.
Isn't that like
basically just-
limited times per day?
Nope. It's just a
Oh.
bonus action.
Okay.
Wow.
But he does say Bamf as he runs down the corridor.
Bam,
He-
bam.
Really loudly, like,
Spurts.
He almost says it in telechat, and only for effect.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't know how many of you
We can't
guys
see where
like-
you are anyway.
Yeah. I don't know how many of you guys have seen Dragon Ball Super Superheroes, but one of the
Superheroes?
yeah, Dragon Ball Super : superhero.
Oh, well, you got to enunciate the colon.
I know, I do all the time in Kaio Cinema just to make it the distinction. But anyway, one of the
gonna do what to the colon?
initially the bad guys, spoiler alerts, I guess a little bit. He projects his own onomatopoeias behind him while he fights, and it's hilarious. And I like to think that that's a little bit what Spectre does. Like if he had prestidigitation, he'd be doing that all the time. But he hasn't had the opportunity to learn it yet.
Spectro calls out his special moves.
Yeah,
I
that's
like
exactly it.
Spectro, limited teleport, go!
So as you continue north, you get closer to this opening you see to the east. Now that you're getting closer and coming around the corner, there is some dim light coming from. It's dim because of the range, but like you can tell there's a bright light around the corner,
Spectro, your form is showing.
which you're still in darkness technically, and you hear the sound.
A ghost.
Not quite like that,
Is that
but you hear the
Sirenscape
sound
or
in
one
the
of
distance, the
Jamie's
wailing.
kids
coming
threatening
from?
his life.
That's
And the northern end
that's
of
life
the
with
tunnel
children, is what it is.
is the northern end is collapsed rubble that ends the hallway to the north.
So we're seeing dim light from here.
Mhm.
Okay.
What's this?
From around the corner, it's a door.
It'd be a door.
It's a door.
Petro
I knew that.
will teleport up to. It looks like he's beyond this corner. He's hiding behind it, but just enough where he's kind of peeking around this edge.
You ready?
Okay.
Oh, it just circles behind to this other door. According to the map, maybe.
Might surprise you.
So you
It's a
peek
Mario Kart track
around
now.
the edge of this hallway,
I'm not constrained by squares.
and you see
Yeah.
an enormous,
Oh, no.
freaking enormous humanoid with a giant hammer and a giant anvil in front of him, and it looks like he was banging on something. And like I said, it's not like he's going at it and hammering hard, but he's doing some fine tuning with his hammer. To the north of this room, where all the light seems to be really emanating from, is an enormous, I'm going to say enormous like 15 times in the description, but this huge-o-matic Furnace. Let me just give you the text. The huge rectangular room has a prism-shaped, 50-foot-high ceiling. The walls are sculpted with a complex work. A shiny metal furnace stands against the north wall with rumbling, vertical blue flames inside. A large mound of broken anvils are stacked against the side of the furnace, and several more anvil fragments lie heaped inside the furnace, glowing red hot. An enormous hammer lies on a big iron anvil. It's not lying on the anvil, it's in somebody's hand. In the middle of the room, beyond which several more anvils are stacked haphazardly. A great chair sits in the northwestern corner aside a huge metal chest. A 7-foot wide cubic cage of silver and platinum, its bars etched with mystical symbols, lies nearby, propped up against a pile of metal scrap. In the center of the room, you see a enormous humanoid in black full plate armor,
Shoot.
messing with something on a large anvil, and a lot of those broken anvils and the scraps of anvil are lying up against that double door you saw from the other side.
He tried to barricade himself in, but he didn't realize that there was a back door, I guess.
And he does not take notice of the two invisible people around the corner.
That's a good thing, because I didn't roll stealth. Tarathiel's got advantage. I can still be noisy, even if I can't be seen. DM is a gracious GM.
He's not really paying attention. He's focused.
Yeah, he's otherwise engaged. And he's making a lot of noise himself. So
Yeah.
that works in our favor. Does he strike me as a giant, to use, I guess...
The vernacular? Yeah.
Yeah, race terminology.
He's a big, he's bigger. He's probably twice the size of the hill giants.
Ooh, possibly fire giant then, Robs?
Possibly.
But they speak the
he-
same language, yeah? Like all giants, pretty much?
Yeah, dialects, but they can make out.
Yeah. So, Spectro and... Well, he won't speak for Tarathiel. Spectro reports this in telechat. He does not speak giant. But he knows that
Farazan does.
Farazan speaks a mote of giant. And so maybe it might be worth... So, Tarathiel, remind me, you're... So I can... Oh, shoot. I have to be within 30 feet, I think.
And also,
Yeah.
by the way, you can feel, even from this distance, the heat from that forge.
Yeah.
It looks like jet engines shooting from the ground straight up. It's not a normal forge.
That's hot.
I was going to ask, based on the description, he's using anvils as fuel for the forge, right? Like he's throwing anvils into the fire to fuel.
No, the fire itself doesn't look like it has a source. There's no embers. There's no wood. It's just from the floor. The anvils look like they're just been mashed to pieces from him beating on them.
Like he's just wrecking them.
Yeah.
It's a big, strong dude. Can we go the other
Yeah.
way? See what's behind door number 3?
We absolutely
Farazan,
can.
you're up.
Like, yeah, I mean, there are two options here, really. It's just like, pretend like we didn't see it, like that weird sleeping giant animal that I was like, nah, dog, in the cave earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Or we pull you up and get you to try to commune with this dude. Like, those are the...
We don't know if that'll go well.
No, we don't.
No, but
Spectro's
I do
down-
have a question.
Spectro's always down for a scrap.
if we go down to one of these other doors and this guy comes out to investigate, do you want him behind you while you're fighting something
That
else?
is
Exact-
also a fair
Nope.
point.
Exactly. He hasn't noticed us yet.
What kind of weapon is he working on, Matt?
He's actually working on what looks like a piece of armor, piece of his own armor, like there's a piece of big
His
black plate metal
sized?
on.
Is it his chest plate specifically?
Nope. It's a little bitty piece. Doesn't affect his arm class in the
Tiny
least.
piece that doesn't
That would have
affect
been helpful. Quick, now, what he's
So-
thinking.
It's just gonna flap open that exposes one kidney.
Yeah, it's
Like,
like-
yeah, I can work with this.
There's a glowing bit where the armor is removed.
In 5e, how long does it take to don your armor? that might be relevant information. But you said that he was wearing full plate armor. is
Yeah.
that
Yeah, it's like
I
he's
don't
pulled
think
off
it'll
a
matter.
piece of his shoulder.
Pauldron?
Pauldron is just like tick, 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 making some fine adjustments, or it. Yeah,
He's trying to knock out that
his
little
entire set of armor, and he's
Yeah.
standing there naked
Yeah.
in his loincloth.
Every so
That's
when
what
I
it
do Bible study with the kids on Wednesday nights, every week I try to give them a word that would make them. I say it will make them very popular at parties. Pauldron might be that word for this week. Because like I'm telling you, if you drop this word at a party, instant fame, every time.
Pauldron might not come up, but the word
never true.
paltry you could use in regular everyday conversation.
Yeah.
Paltry is a good word. Makes people feel dumb and paltry.
We talk about, like recapitulation and different things. I'm I'm telling you, if you're like at a party and you get to work this specific word into a conversation, instant popularity, which is almost exactly the opposite of what would actually take place. But I like to give them confidence when I can, even if it's false. Again, nobody at my work listens to this podcast, so I can say things like that.
One of the best things to do when you're like a couple going to a party where you don't know anyone is to come up with a list of words beforehand that you have to try and work into conversation without anybody noticing what's going on.
Yeah, that will be fun.
It's like, whose party is it anyway?
Yeah.
When you get to a certain age, and everyone around you is getting married. You're like, ugh,
I guess the
another wedding.
the
Sure.
options that lie before us kind of hinge upon what it is that Farazan does or doesn't want to do. Does he want to try to have a giant conversation? Or would he rather divert and go check one of the doors that we've bumped into so far? Because he's probably going to have to open them anyway. I mean, Tarathiel's down some fingers, Spetro's wee.
Let me come up and see if I can negotiate with this person. Hopefully,
Oh my God.
I'll allow it.
there's no
Mostly
need
because
to
I can't be seen.
resort to violence until we know that they are. That's the only option.
Yeah.
So he will walk
But
forward.
then we do resort to violence.
I pat him on the butt and give him guidance on his way past, and I stay right where I am.
Inappropriate touching. That's his no square.
It was like a friendly one. We're cool. It's fine.
Like
Yeah,
sports.
good
I
game.
guess
Good
you guys
game.
are kind of on the same team.
It's a sports touch.
Well, you
But
have
don't you-
guidance either way.
Yeah. Don't you also have spells that are like death touch? Got to make sure that you're
Yeah.
using the right spell at the right time. We trust you, mostly. I mean, I know you the least, so I trust you the least.
We'll see.
Yes, but
Gosh.
this is Alma. Everyone knows Alma.
I do.
So, any reaction when Farazan gets to this point?
Nope.
Okay, and he will keep moving.
In 5-foot increments.
Uh huh.
What about
Yeah.
now? What about now?
Yeah.
Yeah. How about now?
Yeah.
How about now? How about now?
So yeah, that's a 20. So yeah, he notices you.
Crap.
So you
Uh-oh.
come around the corner, and just at Spetro, FYI, if you're around the corner, you are in light. You're not invisible.
I don't
But I
like
know
it.
you said you're like halfway between one point and the other. But Farazan, you walk around the corner and you see this huge, colossal, elephantine, gargantuan, titanic mammoth, immense, massive, whopping, vast, expansive man with a hammer. And at mid-strike stops and just sees you. And he doesn't look immediately alarmed, but with his free hand, you see him reach over and grab one of the anvils and palm it and just hang on to it, looking
That
at
is
you.
frightening.
Mm-hmm.
Remind me,
Extremely.
Matt, am I in dim light at least?
If you're right there, you're in dim light for sure.
All
You're
right,
just
I'm
not
fine.
invisible.
I'm fine with him taking
I
up
was-
an anvil.
I was really hoping this guy would have like a Mr. Hanky voice, like howdy ho.
Hi, guys!
Just a really tragically high voice.
Sounds like Pee Wee Herman.
And he grumbles something deeply as
Too
he looks
soon.
at you. And you speak giant.
Yeah.
He basically just looks at you and goes, "Well,
Quiénes. He's Spanish.
He he holds up. Little did we know that giant is actually Spanish.
Como estás?
El
He says
gigante."
yes threateningly.
He's wearing a mask. He's a Spanish wrestler.
Donde está el baño?
Any two.
No tengo
Farazan
dos gatos en mis
responds.
pantalones.
Farazan will hold up his hands. I guess he probably tucks the torch away since it's bright in here.
Oh boy.
And
Spectra says that intelligent.
it says, I mean you no harm. We are looking for a friend of ours. A paladin, a member of the small folk.
He was in this position where he was hunkered over and hammering. He stands up straight, just turns to face you, points down the hallway.
Back where we came
down
from?
with the witches.
Back where you came from?
He just points down the hallway, like to the south.
Okay. And I'm sorry, I interrupted you. You said something about witches?
Probably down with the witches.
Be cool, bro. There's on Aston Giant.
Says,
Bye, Mike.
says thank you. I shall not disturb you any further, Master Smith. And he kind of nods.
He just stands there, hammer not up, just kind of hanging, palm on this anvil, staring right at you.
And does he respond to anything? Nope. Right. And he will turn to the south and take a step. Yep. Just Muppet walk
You do
right
like a
away.
Scooby-Doo run out of there. Like you're moving really fast, but you're not really moving at all.
And what type
Well,
of
look at the
giant
time
is
left
this?
in this hourglass.
Big.
Big.
You give me a knowledge, history, maybe nature, whichever. If you have better of the two.
Yeah,
And,
I think they're
either-
going to be the same.
If the two of you saw him, Spetro and Tarathio, you could give a check also.
History, is that what you said? Or nature?
History or nature, whichever's better for you.
Yeah, 11.
Yeah, the same and terrible.
Samesies.
11.
Natural
11's not
1
bad.
for 3.
God, I have the best out of all of
also
you guys.
I rolled natural 2 for a 3.
For here, because I'm too scared to look.
It was the
Um,
heat.
You're fairly certain this is a fire giant.
Oh, dang. Okay. Yep, Farazan's going to move to the south.
And as you move to the south, you hear footsteps coming from that from that area.
Are they
he
going
just-
north? Is this one of those Doppler effect things? Oh no, that's not,
Inco-
Oh, shit.
that's not what I was hoping for.
Incoming.
He just slowly steps out, looks around, just kind of nods like that,
Yeah.
pointing with the anvil in his hand, like palming it, pointing at the other end of the hallway,
Down the hall.
This way.
Okay.
This way.
pointing down the hall. And he
Thank
just
you.
stands
Thank you.
there and watches.
Your customer service is impeccable, sir.
Gracias. Vaya con Dios.
Fuego.
Yeah. Vaya con fuego. Go to the south. Go to the south. Go to the south.
Is that what you're spamming in telechat?
Yep.
I can get there pretty
And
quickly.
once you get most of the way down, you hear him step back into the smithy.
Spectra's like, I could have taken him.
Right.
Well,
Well.
feel free to go back. We'll watch.
I don't know if that is
No,
that
you're right.
accomplished what we hoped for, but
There was too much light in that room. I would need at least one of you to go with me.
Hard pass.
Okay.
All right, I guess we're going to
So
the
this
south. then.
door.
This door to the south. It is giant. It's ironbound wood. It's enormous, and it is locked.
Farazan says he said that the paladin, what's his name? Alec?
Mhm.
Alec Tercival?
Yep.
Correct.
He said that we should be able to find Alec to the south with, and the word he used was the witches. I will tuck my torch away. Do you need me to open the door?
Let me try first. It'll be quieter. And
Most definitely.
yeah. Dorothea will.
I give guidance,
I,
and then I'll go back here.
I was kind of
Fears on.
thinking I would drop down to the ground so I could reach the thing, but I might actually have to stand on the wall so I can reach the lock, because if this is giant sized. Let
Yeah,
me
you
find
probably
that
stand
stupid
that's
thing.
like a little above your head. Put your hand in there to pull the tumblers. You know.
Yeah. Use tool.
Can add
okay,
guidance
Yes, plus
Yep.
guidance.
That's a D4, right?
Correct.
Be guided.
So that's
18.
that's 18. Hang on. I still have a
Okay.
thing I can do.
So you use that thing if you fail, right?
Yes. There's too many things on my character sheet. This is ridiculous. We should get back to level 1.
Losing a thing is reaction.
No.
I think that
Where
thing
is this stupid
we
thing?
talked about it because we talked about like how do you know if you failed perception or failed this or failed that.
Yeah, that sounds right.
You got it. You don't need to. The 18 got it. You don't need to use your whatever.
For the sake of
Your
for the sake
whatever.
of Bayori, would a 17 have got it?
You don't need to
Yeah, 17.
use
had
your
it.
MacGuffin.
And yeah, you've got your tools in there, and it unlocks.
That wasn't very quiet.
Probably better than foot.
Feel free to kick it open now. You probably won't displace a knee. Just kick the door and your kneecap goes flying down the corridor behind you.
Doing. It's a
Fire
flying
giant shows
patella.
up. You drop this. Alright. Who's going in?
Is it a
Feels like
I
push?
feel
Can
like
see,
I want to
right?
stand over here.
Is it a push or a pull?
It is both. It goes both ways.
Alright,
Oh,
well, I'll push this door, and Spectra, you pull the other door.
I'll pull the other one. That seems fine.
That way they'll be really confused as to whether or not somebody
My
visible
head.
is coming or going.
I may not
Actually,
be strong enough to do that, but I'll try.
All jokes aside, when you unlock it, it automatically opens up.
Oh,
Very Star Trek like. And
Or
they do go up.
Doors
Like,
swing in, or do
No,
they
they go
retract up?
They up.
Ooh, that's super
Like
fancy.
into the
Oh.
ceiling.
I didn't expect
And-
that.
Far beyond. Oh, no. Far beyond into this room that is very well lit
Oh,
I don't like it.
is a giant chamber.
I'm glad you
open that
didn't
up.
stop with just that first word.
this is
The
this
walls
is what
of
it
this
feels like there.
circular dome chamber are carved and polished with exceptional precision and skill to look like cascades of petrified liquid. Several metal discs on the ceiling, 60 feet above, provide pearly illumination as bright as torchlight. The center of the room is occupied by a bizarre 30-foot wide, 7-foot tall metal and stone sculpture made of truncated pillars, short ramps, suspended slabs of stone, and a total of 20 chairs with triple armrests.
Triple.
uh-oh.
Yeah, that's Spetro's shadow. As the light hits him in the face.
And you can see in this passageway to the south, more rubble closing off the hallway.
I hate this. I'm going
No
back on the
signs
wall.
alive.
Can I?
Don't
Spectre's
see or
just
hear anything.
curious for his own. On behalf of his own curiosity, can he roll some sort of check to see if this is like a dwarven? You keep using the word that this is like. Maybe this isn't. I don't know if you're reading the text as written, but is this like dwarven architecture? The refinement of these halls versus what we've come through. Is there a check roll on that?
So up until this point, it looks like it's been chiseled out roughly by non-artisans. Like they're just digging holes, making rooms, and until you got to this long hallway, including the forge, the smithy, the long hallway that you're sitting in right now that goes north to south, the smithy and this big round room are light years different than the
Yeah.
original area that you came from. This part is definitely not dwarven. You don't have to be you don't have to be like an artiste to realize it. This is something that you really have never seen before.
Interesting.
Very alien, as it were.
Yeah, I think he was just the disparity was definitely piquing his curiosity. I think, I don't know what it could be, but Dwarven would have been his first reaction, as if maybe these folks had like tapped into a pre-existing Dwarven, some such or another. But if Dwarven doesn't even really describe this, then
The quality is as good as a dwarf would do. It's just the style is definitely not dwarven.
okay.
Yeah, we already had that this campaign. That would be redundant.
Tapping into a Dwarven something or another.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, the Obsidian Fortress or whatever it was an ancient dwarven ruin.
Malachite Fortress?
Malachite Fortress.
That was a dwarven citadel in the Underdark.
All right. Guess we'll wander in and take a look.
Okay, I'll just open it up. Nice.
Do you want me to
Retro's
go
going do
first?
Just that.
Since there's no hiding in this room, do you want me to go first?
Sure.
Yeah, Tag, you're it.
Not a
Go
bad
ahead, big
idea.
boy.
Okay, Farazan
I'll be the
will move-
caboose.
Caboose? Farazan will zoom back into the map so I can find myself. And he will walk in the door.
And I've opened it up. See that to the west there's a passageway, and to the east there is a passageway. The eastern passage is that rough, very unrefined tunneling.
Is it possible to tell which came first? The rough or the refined?
So it looks like they've dug into this nicely refined area. Right, so there's rubble in the edges that's not really been cleaned out too well.
Okay.
Here and here, and then here and here,
And
and
the
then
west,
this
the west tunnel? Is it refined?
west tunnel is perfectly refined. It looks just like this room.
Okay.
I want to play a one shot called The Rough and the Refined now.
I think that's based
Sounds
on
like
a
a-
Sanderson book.
Soap opera.
Yes.
All right, Farazan's going to step
The
further into the
scandal.
room. And you said there were 12 chairs?
No, there are 20 chairs.
What
Humanoid,
size?
maybe a slight larger than humanoid, like 7 feet tall. For somebody that would be maybe like your size, maybe a little taller than you, for like 7 foot tall individuals. But the thing that sticks out about these chairs is they have triple armrests.
Are they like on top of each other, 1, 2, 3, or are they kind of fanned out? Does that make sense? Or is it like 3 armrests?
Dealer's choice. It's 3 armrests on 1 chair each. So,
Okay.
like however, like
3
arm-
total,
six-
not 3 on
So
each side.
yeah, is it 6 total armrests? Like
Yes, it's 6
3
total
pairs
armrests.
of 2?
Okay.
3 pairs of
Per
arms.
chair.
Yeah, that's what he was asking.
Yeah.
Right.
Do
Okay.
we
Yeah.
have some clue as to what that might mean? Other than
Um,
expensive t-shirts?
So
Is there any sort of check?
you are here because you found a silver etching.
Oh yeah, the person holding the gem thing, they had 6 arms, right?
Yeah, on the one side of the etching that were guiding the ogres, the creatures had 6 arms.
Oh.
On the... Oh, shoot.
I'm looking for it. I'll post it
Hecatite?
back up. Huh?
I can't remember what the name of the plate was, the plaque. Or what it's called. Checking the notes.
Ah, here we go.
So,
The hegemonic plate.
Hegemonic plate, that's it.
plot progressor.
All right, let's see if I can.
The Eldritch MacGuffin.
Accessing, uploading, data, going slow.
Processing.
There it is.
Whoop.
That's the thing.
Hooray! Look at that. That's 6 arms.
6 arms.
Oh, man. Can you imagine being able to cross 6 arms all at once?
Yeah,
You would
how
look,
angry you would look.
so cross.
Yes.
Be 3 times as disappointed as you normally would be.
Nobody
when
would
you-
ever misread your body language.
When your mum's yelling at you and she's like, "I've got 4 arms crossed. Don't make me cross the last one."
Or you,
You know
could
what
have
happens
all
the
kind of
last
mixed
arm
signals all at
cross?
once. You could hold a peace sign with one
Right.
hand, some other offensive gesture with the other.
Imagine the
It's all
spank.
kinds of mixed signals.
Oh no.
Wouldn't they be great at hugging, though? I mean, come on. Just like,
yeah, yeah.
No, we didn't even. Nobody even went there.
No.
Yeah, that's too much like a centipede, and I'm not a big fan of those.
It is
Well,
kind
he's
of
not
creepy.
a human, so it wouldn't be a human centipede.
I was thinking
Oh,
about how complex their games of Patacake must be.
And those
I
things.
mean,
with
those
the
already get
string-
pretty complicated.
What is it? When they
Oh
use
yeah, the
string
cat's
and-
cradle.
Cat's
Cat's
cradle.
cradle with
Yeah.
like 6
Yeah.
arms. Oh my lord, that's 5th dimensional.
God. All right. Well, yeah, peek around this corner.
what does the
Okay.
the map? The,
Huh?
I'm sorry. The map says something beyond the round cave, around the corner. What does it say there? Vaporeon's voice.
Looks like Vaprak.
Vaprak's voice.
Vaprak.
Okay. Vaprak's
Vaprak's voice.
I think, are we already potentially in there? The round cave was the long tunnel that we came in to get down, and I'm wondering if Vaprak's voice is the droning sound that we're hearing.
There are 2.
There were 2 2 pipes in
Yeah.
that first little area.
And there are 2
Yeah.
symbolizations of things on the next to Vaprak's voice. So it makes sense putting 3 and 5 together.
What? To get 8? What do we have 8 of?
Yeah.
Thought there were only 6 arms.
2
Limbs.
2 and 2 is 2 simple.
There's 6 thumbs and then 2 big toes.
Oh, okay. All right,
there you
I'm
go.
satisfied. I'm
Inspiration.
satisfied. Okay. Does any of the chairs look more important than the other? Is there like a leader chair or a?
No, it actually looks just the opposite. It looks like they're equally set out. And they're all around that strange 30-foot wide, 7-foot tall sculpture in the center.
Can
Okay.
I roll a religion check on this sculpture?
Or maybe an investigation or something?
It would honestly, it'd be probably Arcana.
I'm less good at that, but I'm just actually I'm just as good at that as I am at religion. Just trying to
Okay.
see if I can know anything about this prominent iconography in the center of the room.
Can we all roll that?
Sure.
What are we doing?
Arcana.
Arcana. Arizona didn't know anything.
I was following.
Good.
My passive arcana is a 20.
Your passive Arcana is a 20.
Yeah.
This would have to be
Arcana.
rolled. This isn't something you would just know. It's a hard check. You're honestly not sure what it has to do with.
Okay.
Any symbology on it or anything?
Symbolism. I believe the word you're looking for is
The word is
Symbolism.
Symbolism.
Sorry.
Bet you didn't
Oh,
bring
that's
any
right.
rope either, did you?
I bet you've
I-
not
Sorry
seen
for that
Boondock
sibilance
Saints,
of the
have you?
microphones.
I have
So
seen
good.
Boondock Saints, but it's been
Siblings.
yeah, both of the kids' lives put together since I've seen it.
Oh
So-
man, that's such a great movie.
The only thing I remember is them falling with the rope and spinning around and shooting everybody.
Oh, no, the
man.
cat.
You don't
Just cat.
remember?
It's like-
You don't remember? Shoot, what's that? What's the main investigator's name? Played Green.
Willem
Goblin?
Dafoe.
I don't know
Willem
why you
Dafoe.
keep asking me.
Willem Dafoe.
You don't remember the
Uh,
line where he's like, "Ah,
Peter
there's a
Schmeichel.
firefight," and the way that he says that is
Yeah, yeah.
so good.
It's just like-
that whole scene is so
Yeah.
good.
Wyatt effing Earp.
Ah, yeah,
Got ourselves
man,
a cowboy.
so good. I'll tip her. That's another
I'll
great
tip
line.
her. Good movie.
Welcome
For
to
me,
the
it's
chat.
cat.
Welcome to the chat,
cat
Mana
too.
Team 6. I knew we'd get you to
Perfect time.
say something.
Wow.
Ah, man, such a great movie. And that scene where he's basically rebuilding the crime based on forensic evidence is so well shot and directed, and it happens multiple times, but that's the best one.
They're all good.
It's good stuff.
I guess
You
I'll
tell
have
me
to.
one guy with 6 guns did all of this?
Yeah.
Nah.
Ammonia.
We
That's
got a serial crusher,
Yeah,
a huge freaking guy.
A serial crusher?
yeah.
Yeah, that was one of the theories. Like, it's a huge guy going around crushing people. So we got a serial crusher. Anyway,
I'll have to go back and watch this movie. I don't remember.
oh,
Anything.
man. It's just stock chock full of one-liners and just great scenes.
Excellent cinema. The second one is less so.
Second one's trash. I mean,
But the
horrible.
the first one is wildly bloody, like way more violent than I remembered when I went back and rewatched
I
it.
think that's why it
I remembered it
appealed
being
to me.
kind of fun, but it's like
Yeah.
it's
Was,
Oh, it's
wasn't there like
murder.
an animated Boondock Saints? Something?
No,
Or
there
am I-
was an anime.
No,
there
that's
was
the
kind of an
Boondocks.
anime
The
called
Boondocks.
Boondocks that was on
Yeah.
They weren't
Oh.
Saints, though.
Adult Swim.
Oh,
Adult
okay.
Swim, yeah.
Yeah, hadn't seen that one. Sorry.
That's more forgivable for not having seen that than it is for not having seen Boondock Saints.
Menacing 6. Roll an Arcana check. Maybe you can figure this out.
So it looks like a centerpiece. It doesn't look any kind of religious or kind of iconography. Almost like a meeting room.
It's not
But-
magical?
Dang
There's
it! Now
no
we have
magic.
to. Now we have to wait here for 3 hours.
Not the meeting room.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
green stream
Oh,
chat today
13-hour
was complaining about meetings.
My bad.
Farazan is going to pull out the hegemonic plate and just see if any of this looks familiar. And what's the light source? I'm sorry.
Glowing discs in the ceiling, putting
Glowing
the
discs.
like permanent light fixtures in the ceiling.
Right.
Lights up this entire room completely. And this is a massive room. Like, remember, each square is 10 feet, so it's what, 80 by 80.
What kind of light source? Like, is it something that I can throw a dart at and bust like a incandescent light, or is it something that we have to snuff out?
You see a disc up on, see multiple discs up on the ceiling, each one emitting a bunch of light, and you could certainly throw a disc dart at it.
That seems all magic-y, but Spectro, just out of curiosity, is going to throw a dart at it just for funsies.
Roll the hit. And
Ah,
initiative.
crap.
Oh, and initiative?
Whoa.
Oh, Spectro was fine with that. So a dart. Let's see. I'm gonna kind of do this.
Garfield
in-
sneaking down this tunnle and then hearing the smashing noise behind you. as
Yeah.
this Glass
Mike
light
sees the
falls
dart
to the
and
floor.
just I'm
I'm
out.
going all. What's the Tom Clancy sneaker Splinter Cell on this?
Splinter Cell?
Splinter
Yeah,
Cell.
trying to take out all the. I don't know how to roll for a dart. Do I have to equip it? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Do you have a dart?
Yeah, I do.
Something.
In my here we go. I sorted it. All right, so I'm throwing a dart at one of the light sources just to see if I can put it out. 24 to hit.
And it clinks, and your dart falls to the floor.
Okay, I retrieve said dart.
Doesn't seem to have damaged the item in the ceiling.
Did it damage my dart? That's my greater concern.
It's got a little.
Yeah, it's
It
completely
sounds
ruined.
like it might have.
Oh my gosh, I'm down a dart.
I give a
Only
golf
I'd
clap.
known. I'm down to 9 darts. I'll mark it in D&D.
Back to Red Gorge.
Yep.
I gotta
Farazan
hop back
starts
on
to
the
head
fly,
west.
boys.
Anybody got a teleport? Are we that high level?
Scroll up
yet?
down portal.
Oh, and
Yeah.
down the east. Can we see where the east heads?
Well, I've opened it up. It's still a little dark area, but it looks like it connects to the tunnel that goes to the portcullis. I mean, it looks
Okay.
fairly certain that's where
Down?
it goes. What's that?
Like
Like
down?
it goes under.
Like,
Because wasn't the entrance to the portcullis underneath where we came up?
yeah. So the little lines, the little crenellation lines, those are elevating, but not very, very much. But remember, where the giant was like 30 feet up. So you
Right.
guys have kind of come around and down.
Okay.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Okay. The Farazan's going to head to the west. Still bright light.
I'm just gonna open it up.
Bright light, bright light.
No, the light was only centered in the original room. You're stepping into darkness.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, open that up so there's no question. I'll see that.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Aye.
And moving on into this room.
Just makes one wonder who has the time to do all this excavating. Our fair zone's going to start hanging back since he's out of his element, which is bright light.
Traffiel, you have moved up, and
Yeah,
not a comparatively, it's
I'll
not a
move
big
up
room.
until I can see into the room.
Okay. Did you see the entire room? Looks 40 by 30, doors to the north, doors to the south. And in this room, we have 6 white pillars with capitals shaped like slender hands support. With capitals shaped like silver hands support a 20-foot long. My God. 6 white pillars with capitals shaped like
Catch it
slender
close.
hands support a 20-foot tall ceiling in this rectangular room. A 3-foot diameter crystal globe is embedded 10 feet up on each pillar. These hollow globes are filled with bubbling, transparent liquid that seems to replenish itself as quickly as it drains out of a hole in each globe's base. At the base of each pillar, a silver spigot allows this liquid to drain out of the pillar and down a narrow gutter to collect in a basin in the floor in the room's center. There, the liquid turns a deep purple color that evaporates as quickly as it's filled. A gold chalice sits on the basin's rim near the southeastern pillar.
Metro
Hey,
about to
where do
throw
you-
another dart.
So
Think you're
the
out, Dark?
the spheres along the wall are draining into a central basin, which is evaporating as it's being poured in.
Yeah, so
And-
it's filling up a little bit, but it quickly evaporates. So it's not just sublimating; it's just filling up, but it's not spilling over.
No light emitting from any of these things, though. Yeah.
No light.
This feels
Can
wildly
I ask
Cronenberg.
something?
Sure. Cronenberg is a good description of what we're seeing. Yeah. Cronenbergian.
I don't know what that means.
You need to watch more movies. We've been over this.
Don't have any time, man.
What do you mean they're shaped like capitals?
They're
Did I
Like
miss
Washington
something?
D.C. or like
so the
London.
6 pillars have capitals shaped like slender hands supporting a 20-foot tall ceiling.
Oh, okay.
So like,
Capital's just
I-
the top.
I got.
and they're
Shoot.
they're
I
chiseled
just
like hands.
misunderstood.
3-foot diameter globes embedded in 10 feet upon each pillar, and then that drains down into a spigot that goes into a central basin in the center, where it fills it up and turns purple, but it evaporates fast enough to where it doesn't spill over. So you could take and like dip some out and get some of it out if you chose to, or go for
Yeah.
a very, very small swim.
I do have a water skin. Maybe I can empty that and try to scoop some of this stuff in.
there's a chalice, gold chalice.
Why do you want
Yeah,
to?
there's a golden
Seems
chalice sitting on
important
the
to it.
base's rim near the southeastern pillar.
For funsies, man. Spectro is an innately curious being.
But he's still alive.
Am I okay to move forward so I can stop Spectro from doing something stupid?
Good luck, but
If
yes.
you want to do a contested strength roll, I'm for it.
Alright. Let's see. I don't know.
Is it possible to move around the outside of this room without getting too close to any of these pillars, or are they around? Is this a
it's-
large thing?
It's 20 foot long, so you could skirt around it. You wouldn't be like chest on it. There's about 10 feet all the way, surrounding the 20-foot rectangular area. There's 10 feet around it. Does that make sense?
I want to check out these doors and see if there's anything funky with them.
Okay. Give me an investigation.
18.
18. The only thing that you can see is that it's it's locked. Not trapped.
Yep. The Neemian slip.
Mhm.
Not trapped
Paging Dr.
anymore.
Freud.
Did my rectangular show up on
Yes.
the map?
Yes.
Cool. So that's it's not that perfectly square or rectangular, but that's about the area of this pool with the chalice and the hands and capitals.
Spectro is
I
very
like
curious about what's going on in the middle of this room. If nobody's going to stop him, he may well actually try to scoop some out, or at least roll an investigation check on it.
Are all the hands like doing the same gesture?
They're more it's really cosmetic. It's just like the hands on top of the pillars are holding the ceiling up. The biggest thing that really
Okay.
draws your attention, there's just 4 globes that are draining this liquid down through the spigots into the center. So the hands are, it looks like it's just an artistic,
Just
Okay.
you know what I mean?
I don't know what kind of check to do.
What are you wanting to do?
I want to know what the liquid is.
Same, right?
Arcana.
Yeah, I'm with
Click
you.
it.
Would
Yeah.
absolutely be-
Roll up.
Arcana.
Check.
I'd stick my tongue
Can
in
I-
the puddle.
Give myself
flip
guidance.
save.
Can what?
So can I give
Uh,
myself guidance?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's really up to Barry.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
It's really not up.
Basis.
Yeah, it's really not
She's
up to us.
probably
Oh,
playing.
it doesn't matter.
6. Well, don't forget your guidance.
Spectra, I think you gotta taste it. No, thank you.
Listen,
It's perfectly fine.
Spectro's built on a truth or dare model, and if you dare him, he's going to do it. I mean, he's already like, I've said twice now that he's approaching this table, and I mean, he's like in
Well,
the
you can
process of
taste
emptying
to
his water
identify,
skin.
right?
Yeah.
I give him
Farazan,
guidance.
yeah, Farazan says like he sees you going through the motion of getting ready to take some of this stuff. He says, maybe before we collect some of it, maybe turn one of the spigots off and see if that affects what's going on in the bowl, in the basin.
It's not like a spigot you can turn on and off. It's just it directs it into
It's
the
Oh,
flowing.
just an out
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
Okay. Well, ignore
Well, can't
what
you
I
just
said.
identify a potion by tasting it, though? Isn't that a thing?
Yep.
Hmm.
Crap.
You got some good spells prepared there, Alma, because I'm
I
for
got
it,
you.
but I don't want to die in the process.
I think, yeah, I got you.
All right.
Well, hang on. 1 second. Man, that was a hard combat last week.
Yeah, you guys got beat up pretty good. Used a lot of resources.
Oh, yeah, you're good. You're good. I got you.
Okay.
You're fine.
Spectro empties out his water skin.
Okay.
Just dumps it on the floor, and
All right.
he'll submerge it into liquid.
And you have a water skin full of purple fluids.
And he kind of cuts his eyes at Alma. Like, you sure?
Nod.
All right.
I'm
Spectro takes a
not.
swig.
You take a swig.
Just a
All
little
right.
taste.
So you turn up the water skin, and immediately you just feel strength surge through your body. You have +4 to your strength.
Holy crap.
Yeah. For how long?
Oh.
You have no idea.
Quick, combat.
Right, no.
Let's go back and talk to that big guy.
There
Let me
was
get
a
a sh-
firefight.
Let me get a shot of that.
I rolled strength. I was trying to increase my strength. I don't know how to do that very easily. It's making me try to roll. I'll just
So
keep missing that.
+4 to your strength will be an effective +2 to your strength rolls and,
Okay.
and mud. So it, you could just do it that way, or you could do a modifier. However,
If
If you
feel,
just click on the word strength on your
Okay.
character sheet, it should bring up a list of places, and one of them you can put in a modifier.
it did. You're so good.
you're
at
good.
this. After
Would you-
feeling in strengthened,
Atkins, after
Which
the
is a-
stream, would you mind filling out a short 3-minute survey for the help that Mike has given you?
sure.
Thank you.
Spectro immediately hangs up the phone.
Dang
I
it.
will.
I will say though, you drinking that from the water skin, it's all gone. It's not like a multiple purpose.
Okay,
Right?
gotcha. Well,
So
if
you
I
do
feel
have to
strong after
consume it all.
drinking it, I mean, I'm immediately thinking of Farazan. I'll dip it back. I'll resubmerge it to get another swig.
Fill it back up.
Yeah, and I'll look at Farazan and I'd be like, "Bro, I'm pretty sure I can curl like 30 more pounds right now."
Lift.
At least.
Do you even dart, bro?
Farazan hands in the long staff. It's thud. Just kidding. Yeah, Farazan's probably got an empty potion bottle too, so he'll walk up and get a
Oh, you know,
slug.
Farazan's got empty potion bottles.
If that's one thing he has.
Yeah.
Holds
Right,
it
yep.
out with a shaky hand. Just
Yeah, I'll
I need it,
I'll
man.
I'll keep some for myself, and then I guess if I'm reporting that it made me feel like a gym bro, that Farazan, he can just dip his own.
Yep.
And if anybody else, I mean, like, I don't know how well it would or wouldn't serve Tarathiel. I feel like he's more of a dex build. I am kind of too, but it feels like a good thing to just have. Certainly beats water.
it's got everything Spectro craves.
I'm gonna add a custom item, purple strength potion.
I like it.
You're all gonna die.
I haven't drank it yet.
I have, and I'm feeling as big as I've ever been.
You feel amazing.
Yeah.
And
You need
under
that
the
door open, bro?
Side
You-
effect.
yeah, under the description,
I hear
I've
that
put-
about the first hit of steroids.
Yeah, right.
You want to see me do like 15 push-ups?
Yes.
That
sure.
many.
And then Tarathiel just turns back to the door.
He just, yeah, Spectro's just all of a sudden enamored with feats of strength because normally his strength mod is a -1. So he's like, I can do a sit-up now?
This is crazy.
Look at my
Tarathiel-
ab. Just go on.
That's all I got room for him.
Yeah, well, it's one ab. It's just a big ab. Tarathiel, yeah, it's you don't see anything track wise. It's just locked.
Okay. North or south?
Oh, you're not asking me.
I can check out this door.
Yeah, you check the north door. Let's check out the south door. See what we can see. We're here.
All right.
Proceed
Well,
with
the
our-
last one opened as soon as I unlocked it, so.
Do I perceive anything?
Give me an investigation.
It's not my best.
It's still out of this world, I think, isn't it? Oh, your passive is.
It's
20
not.
22.
Well, I mean, my passive is 16.
Rumor is that north door is trapped. That's what the
Click.
message board is
That's what I heard.
saying.
Oh, I'm solid 22. So yeah, your passive investigation. You don't see or find any kind of traps, but this door too is locked. And Tarathiel, the 22, that door is unlocked, and it immediately
Oh,
slides up.
shoot.
I hate
Did
these
you
doors.
see?
They don't allow for much in the way of stealth, do they?
You see a long, narrow tunnel compared to the other ones, and it goes on beyond out of sight.
We should go this way. There won't be fire giants. Because they wouldn't fit.
That's a good point. It's very
Checks.
it's a very defensible.
Checks out with Spectro.
I'm coming too.
Are you still on the ceiling, Tarathiel?
No. I came down to deal with locks and traps and whatever else. Plus, it was giving me a headache.
Right.
You
Makes sense.
come to another door, identical to the one. And Alba, as you step away, get about 5 feet away from the door, it shuts back.
It
Guys,
says that on the other side.
Fares on as you walk up to it. It
Okay.
Uh-huh. Got you.
and
That was
as
scary
you
for a
walk away,
second.
you're in a Star Trek ship.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's what I was thinking. That this might be a spaceship.
there's the circular part in the front, right?
You mean the saucer section?
You're on the Enterprise.
The last episode of this podcast that I listened to in my podcatcher, you guys discussed which was the best Star Trek television show currently airing. There was a debate between like Picard and Lower Decks and Discovery and a couple other things.
Did we come to the correct answer, which is Strange New Worlds?
I think
That's really
I think at the time, actually,
I think Lower Decks. won that
Cowart
conversation.
had suggested that Orville actually was the superior
Oh,
Star
yeah.
Trek
Yeah.
episode.
That's
or Star
that's
Trek.
fair. Yeah, that's fair. I've only of those others, I've only seen one season of Picard, so I can't really weigh in. I know
saw
that
the
it comes
first
as a
season.
surprise.
Farazan, did you get some of the potion into your? Did you take a
He was
potion?
wary of
Yes.
it. So no.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, Farazan did.
Oh, Farazan,
Not
yeah, I
Tarathiel.
wasn't sure.
Yeah.
No, I'm not drinking that. I want to live.
That liquid is sus.
I didn't either.
Okay. Well, I just wonder if you took some with you, because Spectro, you have another flask of, or
Yes.
water skins.
I've got a shot of it, and Farazan has a shot of it.
All right. So yeah, you're at this door, and based on your previous knowledge, you figure this door is locked because it doesn't automatically open as you approach it.
All right, we'll check it out.
Guidance.
Guided.
Who are you
Probably
molesting
don't need
this
it
time?
with a 23. But given that I have it,
It is locked. It is not trapped.
24. All right. This is that silly gnomish place all over again.
These
Except
aren't
without
as
the
hard to
exploding
open.
doors. 16.
16. And as you unlock it, you hear the click, and the door slides open into a very sizely, is that a word?
Sizable
Sizable
anecdote.
room.
That's always a weird word, sizable. Everything is sizable.
Right. The north portion of this square room contains a 7-foot high platform connected to an L-shaped ramp.
That
A
checks out.
strip of bas relief depicting gaunt, magic-wielding 6-armed creatures decorates the base of the platform. Each creature holds a disc in its lowest set of arms, which is represented like a shining sun. The rays emanating from the discs, engraved in the stone as straight lines, form the background of the composition. A white marble throne with triple armrests sits on the platform itself. And up on this platform, you see 3 average size, green skinned
Mm-mm.
ladies who are somewhat taken by surprise as you open this door into their room. And they all 3 turn just sharply, whip their heads around and stare at you from up on the
Witches?
7-foot high platform.
Asking for a
Right.
friend, how many arms do they have?
A pair apiece.
Okay.
Asking for a friend. Are they riding brooms?
Nope, they're standing. Looks like they
You 3
were
haven't just
having a casual conversation, talking to each other. They have antennas coming out of their heads. Hairy
Well,
antennas.
You ruined my next
Yeah.
joke. I was going to say we found the production of Wicked, but okay, sorry.
So they have hairy antennas on their forehead, and they also all 3 have like almost withered but not quite sickly brown moth-like wings on their backs. It almost looks like dirty rags, but you can see it. They all 3 startled. Their wings kind of flutter for a half a second and then go back down on their backs.
I mean, if Spectra knows that they've been spotted, he'll just yell out his traditional "Hail and well met."
Oh, and it is brightly lit in here.
Of course it is.
he's learning.
From the ceiling, just like the big round chamber, the discs in the ceiling.
Oh,
There are covering the ceiling in this room as well. The whole room is brightly lit, and you do see a door to the left and a door to the north. Does the north show up?
no.
Yeah, just
Just
Oh,
barely.
does it?
there, right?
I'll do that.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
Spectra's natural enemy, fluorescent lighting.
Light.
I'm a vampire. And one of them steps forward, and she just kind of not slithers, but moves like you would think a serpent would move. Walks to the edge, Oh, I guess I should put them on the map, huh? Walks to the edge and looks. It just turns her head to talk to the other two. Look, sisters, we have guests.
Oh, these are the witches. This is the cast of Wicked.
Yeah, yeah. I was going to
Nailed it!
before. Which
You got
room
it.
is this? Oh hi. We should have bought scones or something. Right?
Ovens are
Did anybody
generally
bring
bad
anything?
news in 5e, if I recall correctly.
What
So
are,
no
what are-
response to my hail and well
And
met.
Gosling.
That's what she says when you say that. You say,
Okay.
"Hello, well met." She just turns,
We have
and then
guests.
she looks back at you and says, "I'm sorry, we weren't able to prepare ourselves in a much more appeasing visage." And about that
Yeah,
time,
look
you
at
hear
for
one in the back
475.
cast a spell, and they all three just turn into angels. Look like angels. Is this better?
But it's a
I'd
it's a
say.
lie.
It'd be beautiful
Angels-
both ways.
It
Do what?
doesn't matter what you look like.
It only matters your intents.
We
There's-
were intent on deep conversation when you arrived through our locked door. What is
Apologies.
your intent?
We're looking for a friend. He went missing around here. Sorry, we didn't think to knock. None of these rooms have had people in them. So, well, there was that one huge guy, but you know,
He
He
seemed
seemed
friendly
friendly.
enough. He let us go.
he didn't have a door, so we couldn't have knocked on his door either. I'm rambling. Alma should talk because she's got better charisma than me.
That's not true.
Farazan's
Isn't it?
moving as gently as he can, but he's not trying to be stealthy. He's just not trying to be loud and aggressive.
That's right.
-1.
Farazan might be our face, I think. Yeah, I've got a +0. I think Farazan was the only one with a positive charisma.
Great. And as
I
you're
mean, I'll try
talking
it.
and literally like fumbling with words, they all three move to the edge so they can all three see you. And they do. At this point, you saw her original form. She looked like
Move
half
inside.
bug, half green woman, average size, but someone in the back, you heard the whispering and the casting of magic, and they all of a sudden took on the forms of what looked a lot like Nidrama. Do y'all remember Nidrama in
The diva?
Force? Yeah. Smaller
The cutscene
versions,
queen?
but yeah, the exposition queen.
What did she said something about this.
Nidrama?
Yeah, didn't she have some like cryptic message for us? And it
Oh.
had something to do with
Seek
liars.
Alakast in the lair of my false sisters beyond the eyes of the north.
False sisters beyond the eyes of the north.
Hey, we found the false sisters.
That X-nay on the Olsfey.
Farazan's going to
Everybody
keep
make
walking.
sure that your constitution is good.
It is a shame that Dugabras told you where we were before we could get ready for your arrival.
Bless
We'll
you.
have to have a conversation with him. Our smithy.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
you seemed kind enough.
Yes.
He didn't seem concerned with our presence here. We are
Well,
all we
he's-
want is our friend Alec returned to us. We
Oh,
mean you
Sir
no, we mean you
Alec.
no harm.
Well, that's good. That you mean no harm.
Doesn't
We
mean
haven't
we're-
seen Alec in days, weeks. Is that right, sisters? She turns to both. They just nod slowly. It's weird, this illusion. None of them seem to blink anymore.
Can I roll a
Inside check.
That's what I was gonna ask.
diplomacy insight?
Tell me what you want to do.
I
Your
want to know
diplomacy-
if they're telling the truth about
Okay.
not seeing Alec in days. I rolled an 18.
18 insight. You believe him, actually.
Cool.
Yep.
Which way did he
And-
go, Rocky?
What's that?
Which way did he go? Where'd he go?
If you haven't seen him in days, do you know where he left to, or did he leave on the... Or did someone take him?
Oh, he left of his own free will. He was our guest many times. We sent him to his destiny. He was going to go and fight for the rights of the citizens.
And approximately how long ago did he leave? You said days. It must be hard to tell time when you're underground.
It's very difficult to tell time underground. You're right.
And if he's no longer here, then I guess we should be leaving? Question mark.
Yeah, which... Do you know which way he went? You said he went back to help the people. Did he have to do something here first? He was on a
went-
quest.
And the one, the northernmost one, next to the northern door, she just half turns and does a Vanna White at the door. It doesn't open, but she motions towards the door. He went
Oh.
to the north.
Would you mind if we... Tradhiel kind of fumbles for words and gestures meaningfully. Went through the door.
The one that's been talking the most looks at the other two. Sisters, do you mind? And they all just, no, of course not. Please, be our guest.
I just want to say in our like mind chat, like, aren't they supposed to be liars?
But we
How do we know
rolled
they're not
insight.
lying about that?
I don't think they're lying. I don't see what they have to gain by lying about where Alec went.
Yeah, and so far as we know, they told the truth.
Yeah, Farazan's gonna head that direction.
Oh my lord! All right.
It's
Look,
Hello?
I
Hello?
know it's a bad idea.
Yeah, I
Tradhiel
know.
doesn't.
Yeah, Farazan's like, he may not know it's a bad idea, but he's got to close the distance in any case.
Right.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. I'll follow.
She, before she backs up, she pulls out a key and opens the door. And
Yes,
it
ma'am.
opens up, and
Gracias.
all three of them back up.
Are you gonna lock that once we go through?
Of course
It's
not.
fine. Thank you all
Okay.
for your assistance.
Okay.
I
We have
hope
affairs
you
on.
Have a good discussion. Sorry for interrupting. We'll try not to do so again.
Enjoy what you find.
If we're going to find Alec, hopefully with some kind of crazy magical stuff, then sure.
And Alma, you notice just a hint of a eye cutting when he says magical staff from the one that's been talking the most. But she covers it remarkably fast.
Okay. I'll wait till we're out of their presence to relay that.
You think they can read telechat?
I don't know.
Is the door open?
Doors open.
We've
Yep.
been
You
very smart.
it's
I'm
just like the rest
only
of it. Shh.
I hope not, because that's my brain.
I was told it was very encrypted.
It's my brain, it's not your brain.
I've sent extremely sensitive information in telechat. Like
Stop
what it sounds
doing
like when
that.
Spectro giggles.
I know what you're thinking, and I wish you weren't.
And Farazan says in the mental link, he will go through last.
Spectro approves.
What do we
too.
what do we see to the north?
Oh, I guess it does. For you.
We're waiting for you.
Yeah,
I'm not
you're
sure
waiting on
what
me.
you're
I was waiting on you.
Let's go, let's go.
To the north is nothing. A black void.
So it's not well lit, but I know you're going to continue on until you get to something. So The hallway goes several dozens of feet to a rubbled in, rubble's fallen and closed off the passageway, and to the left is a door, and as you approach it, I guess everyone approaches it, it does actually open. It's not locked.
Ooh, so
And it
fancy.
slides open.
Spencer's just like, thank you,
That's-
Alma.
You're welcome.
He just assumes all magic is her.
And it goes about 20 feet to another door, so it's a short hallway.
Two things we haven't had to fight today, which I'm really glad about.
Razan's gonna pause just as he passes through the door, just wait, ready for just a couple of ticks.
Spectre will be grateful for the fact that we haven't fought those things, like the 3 people there and the fire giant later. Like, only so long as we find another way out of here.
So
Otherwise-
Yeah, I wonder. I wonder if they're hoping for us to retrieve the stuff and they'll take it from us when we come back.
Yeah. Like, it's very much like that happens a lot in Dragon Ball. It's just like, let them do the work and get the Dragon Balls, and then we'll just take them from them.
Either that or they just sent us in the wrong direction because it's funny.
Yeah.
Could be. I mean, this absolutely could be a trap.
Oh, it's definitely a trap.
It's definitely a trap. But our characters don't
Definitely.
know that.
Yeah.
That's right. You approach the second set of doors, and as you approach, it opens on its own.
No.
And inside the room, it's not a large room, 30 by 30, square. In this room, the ceiling forms a 4-sided dome, like a pyramid, much like much like an inverted pyramid. The apex of the dome is 30 feet off the ground. An odd 10-foot wide pentagonal mirror hangs on the west wall, from where it casts a dark reflection on the room. This reflection is distorted in an unsettling way and dotted with shimmering star-like pinpoints of white light. A single chair of white stone with triple armrests sits in the middle of the room facing the mirror. A colorful hexagonal diagram is engraved in the floor surrounding the mirror. All is quiet, all is still.
No other doors, though. Yeah.
No other doors.
No, because this is some kind of weird Stargate portal thing. These
Yeah.
6-armed dudes left and went to another plane, or at least that's the theory. And then this Alakast was there, and that's where Alec has gone. So we're gonna have to do something stupid, like sit in the chair and get sucked into a creepy mirror.
Yep.
Or run into
But
the
this-
mirror.
Yeah.
There's 13 minutes left in the session, so
Then
go in and have a look around.
Why don't we call it, and we'll pick this back up next week.
Oh,
Yeah,
I was
fair
gonna
enough.
grab my luggage and run toward the pillar.
It's Narnia, y'all.
Let's go.
And there were
I thought you
two
were gonna say you were
people
gonna grab Spectro and shove him in the chair.
just gonna cannonball special
All
right through the mirror.
That seems unfair.
Now who's gonna roll the strength check?
I mean, I'm always down for it. Spectro's very cocky. Even
Adventurous.
if he knows he's bound to lose a contest, like a friendly contest, he's going to engage in it. He's not going to just willingly submit. But if you just pick him up and stick him somewhere, that's offensive.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So we're done.
Yeah. Be
Okay.
better to pick this up next time.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wanted to say welcome Mana Team 6 for joining us. That's someone that I invited.
Oh,
And
cool.
to
Join us.
Epi,
Oh.
who's still lurking, now you know who I am.
And of course, Cowart, as always.
And of course,
glad
Cowart.
to have you here.
Thank you.
Buenos noches, Cowart. He mentioned earlier that he speaks Spanish.
Vaya con queso.
Ay, con queso.
I'm like, what's the opposite of fluent? I speak stagnant Spanish.
Speak Spanish and bad Spanish.
No, I don't speak either Spanish.
Coward, it means
All
go
my
with
Spanish I
cheese.
picked up was from Pablo Francisco clips. So.
Alrighty.
Well, my name is Inoya Montigo, or Inoya.
Inigo Montoya.
Inigo
Montoya.
Montoya.
Wow.
You killed my father.
Wow, I
Get it
killed that
together.
name.
Jamie, do you get
You
that
killed
one?
this joke.
Mhm,
Prepare to
bad.
die.
Yes, Mandy Patinkin is actually performing close to us next
Yeah,
in
he
a,
is.
month,
He's
a
coming
month or
to
so.
Oh, really?
That's
Yeah.
Oh
cool.
man, I
I
would
saw-
totally go see that.
Yeah. What is his art style? Is it song? Is it stand up?
Acting.
Is
Who
it
cares?
I don't know. It's
An evening with Mandy Patinkin is worth paying for.
yeah, right. I mean that's what I was thinking. But I think there's like an accompanied by piano player. Somebody.
Maybe he tells
said.
stories.
I mean, maybe he just challenges us everyone to a duel.
Or
He goes around checking everyone for 6 fingers. What?
I'll take it.
checks you, make sure you don't have any kind of like psychosis, and you're like a master genius. He was good in that TV show. What, Criminal Minds?
Criminal Minds. Yeah. That's a good one.
Criminal Minds. He was excellent in Homeland.
I haven't seen that one. All right. Have a good one.
Thanks, everyone,
That's
new
fine.
and old. And
Thanks, Matt.
young
Peace,
and
y'all.
Ancient. And
Thanks, Matt.
Bye-bye.
Subscribe to the YouTube.
Bye.
Bye.